remember, not too long ago, those Canadian wildfires was roaring, right? And they could be still going on for all I know. But the after effects and things were seen and felt throughout the US, right? You're seeing New York completely just orange, a way you've never seen it before. And I was seeing the videos. My grandma lived in New Jersey, and she would send me and tell me about it and show me different things. And man, the news, it was just crazy. So today we're going to look into some conversations, conspiracy theories surrounding pollution and its effect. All right. So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get to it.
Here's a thing that people forgot about. Ready? East Palestine. Mm-hmm. Remember? That wasn't that long ago that these people are living in toxic soup.
No.
Everybody's completely forgotten about them. There's no stories on TV. There's no stories in the newspaper. What about that community of people that experienced an insane experience? A train derails with toxic chemicals and they decide to light it all on fire. And fish are floating in the rivers. The skies are black. And what about what's happening with their lungs? Those people were breathing that air, and they were told it was safe to go back. That stuff stays in the clouds, and then when it rains, more comes down.
Acid rain.
Whew. And then, where's their money?
Imagine how many people are dealing with that all over the world and don't even know it. They don't even know it. Like, to have to endure, like, we already deal with enough with our own bodies. You know what I mean? The sicknesses we encounter on a daily, interacting with people, flu season, different things come around and we have to deal with. On top of that, different things that we can't even control, contaminated air by things we didn't even have anything to do with. And it ain't like we could just pick up and leave. Some people in those places aren't afforded that luxury, so they have to stay and endure. Think about the people that you don't see that have to have like gas monitors to be able to tell. You think it was something for us to walk around in masks? These people are affected in ways they'll probably never recover. Like, my heart be going out to them. Long-term effects. Look at the drinking water in different places and areas. Yeah, I know everybody's seen the Mr. Beast video floating around, if you haven't, where he went over to, I think it was Africa, and he had like some water towers or something like that installed and built so they could have clean drinking water. Like, when we really step back and pay attention, man, it's a lot of things going on where people are suffering with what we would think would be the basic necessities.
There's a huge conspiracy in the US that no one is talking about. New reports reveal that gas companies are actually working with the companies in charge of certifying pollution limits, and they're misrepresenting pollution levels. A coalition called the Differentiated Gas Coordinating Council was formed last year between companies who produce gas and those who certify gas companies meet pollution limits. Together, they've been misleading the public about how much gas companies are actually polluting. Certifying companies use technology which conveniently doesn't accurately measure pollution. We know that because the groups Earthworks and Oil Change International recently called their bluff and ran their own tests. They ran tests of 30 gas sites and recorded 22 pollution events. The certifying companies' tools picked up none. The Department of Energy considered updating pollution measurement standards, but changed their minds after talking with a coalition of gas and certifying companies. Turns out the companies certifying pollution limits only get money if pollution still needs to be limited. So don't trust that natural gas facilities are actually safe, because...
And some of these places we could pick up on and tell too, right? You know, it's people, it boils down to the money. We know that. They're willing to let a lot of things slide and a lot of people be affected to line their pockets, which is sad. They don't care. And then they have the nerve to be on TV sometime talking about population control. Let's not even get into the conspiracy theories surrounding population control. But back to this. You go around some of these plants, some of these warehouses, power plants, and you're like, you can smell it, you can see it. How did they pass some kind of the inspection test on it? How? because this person benefits, or this company benefits from this company thriving. So they want to make sure it passes all of its inspections. So they grease pockets, palms. The person who's inspected, they get to know. They know that person. People are compromised. Like, this stuff has been going on for years. And you would think by now they'd be more concerned about the people, but no. These companies generate too much money, so they want to keep them afloat. They want to keep them going.
I hear the train coming. It's rolling around the bend.
You know, like, what is in the water?
And I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when. I'm stuck in full.
What did I say? I need to go back. Hold on. Norfolk Southern Poison Out Water Railways demand your well be tested.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
Officials say Winton Water back to normal operations after chemical spill in Ohio River. Chemical spills.
Time keeps dragging on.
Hey, this is heartbreaking. What are they supposed to do? Drinking water has been contaminated. What are they supposed to do?
You know how the ocean is blue? Well, scientists are saying that's permanently changing, and it's not a good thing. The last 20 years, scientists have been tracking the fact that phytoplankton is increasing in the ocean, which is turning it more green. They're saying from space that the entire planet will probably look green pretty soon, the land and the ocean. Now, at first this looked fine because phytoplankton is the ocean's most important food source. But scientists hired by the oil industry since the 1950s have been tracking this, and they're saying that the gases released by the oil industries are making the planet hotter. So the phytoplankton is just continuing to expand at rapid, unnecessary rates. They're also saying that plastic debris in the ocean is contributing to the greenish color as well, so it's coming from multiple places, turning this green. In some places, it's even getting redder. A researcher at the National Oceanography Center said that it's definitely mostly green, and it's going to continue to be that way. Next year, NASA is already going to launch a satellite in space to measure the ocean's plankton nowadays. A lot of scientists are saying that it's probably too late to reverse the effects of climate change right now. As with the plastics, it takes 1,000 years for them to decompose. So this is probably not going to be corrected in our lifetime. Industrialism is pretty new. Like, how did humans destroy the planet in less than 150 years? It's fucking insane. Follow for more tea. You know how the ocean...
We have talent. That's why. We have the talent, the abilities and talent to destroy. Wow. That's humans, bro. I've been saying it for years. We can mess something up. But anyway, to what she was saying, and I never really knew what I was thinking back then, but places like, imagine, what are some of your favorite beaches that you go to that have some of the clearest water and bluest water and stuff like that? I like that Tampa side of Florida around which is ironic that I'm about to say Clearwater, Florida. Those areas and different places down there, man, beautiful, beautiful water coming out of that Gulf, right? Certain places you go, you see the bluest of water. But there's one place that my family used to always talk about growing up. And when I got older and actually started looking at the pictures there, I used to be like, why do I want to, that water don't even look right to me. Myrtle Beach. And I'm not trying to knock Myrtle Beach or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you what I saw. But if you ever see the pictures of Myrtle Beach, you're like, whoa, what's going on with the water here? Why does it look like that? And I could be wrong. You know what I mean? And I haven't been there yet. But when we decide on family trips and they're like either Myrtle Beach or Clearwater, Florida, or Florida somewhere down there on that Tampa side, I'm like, let's go there. Now, I do need to take the chance to go to Myrtle Beach, but I'm pretty sure somebody who's watching this can attest to the differences of water in different places. I was always wondering what is going on. So to hear her say that about how we've destroyed, and this is the results of that, this is bad. This is bad. So you mean to tell me at some point in our lives we're gonna look around and be like, you know what? Y'all remember when the water used to be as blue as it could be? The ocean was just that beautiful blue. I want to say, I haven't been there in a long time, but we used to go to the beach on Tybee Island in Savannah. But the pictures that I've seen from there ain't been the prettiest. Hasn't been the prettiest, man. And it's gotta be the oil spills, pollution, like she said, the plastics, different things like that, that's just contaminating the water. And for it to start changing to where it's so noticeable in the ocean, this had to have been going on for years and decades and centuries, a long time. And now look at the results, man. We got nobody to blame but ourselves.
Do you guys remember back when all the conspiracy theorists said that all they had to do was hit certain large populated bodies of water and create disasters in those bodies of water to basically pollute us all? And then now every one of those major spots that they had mentioned has been hit. Every single one. In the last week. Every single one. Do you guys remember back when all...
It's just so sad, man. So scary. So to think of, man, that we would even do this to ourselves. Like, we're fighting this bad to where we want to do this to each other. Just wiping us off the map through our water, through our necessities. That's just, and like she said, this ain't a conspiracy theory. You're seeing it happen. You're seeing people complain about it. Like, I don't know, man. What's the solution? What do we do? How do we stop it? How do we solve our problems, man? Because now we're seeing different health defects come from it, things we're experiencing that we've never experienced before, man. It's to the point where you don't even want to go outside. This new generation might be on to something. Staying inside and being on social media and never going outside and interacting with people might be the way to save humanity. Who knows at this point? Because going outside, before you make it off your front porch, you're met with, oh, the air that I'm breathing ain't the best. Breathing all of this in, dealing with whatever I'm dealing. Nah, it ain't.
It's just been like this ever since the train blew up.
It's crazy. What does your voice really sound like, Wade? I know you can't tell us, but is it like that? You sound like Michael Jackson normally?
Doctor says I most definitely have the chemicals in me.
Is it just affecting your voice, Wade, or are you feeling it in other areas of your body?
My chest hurts at nighttime. It feels like I'm drowning a little.
I mean, you hear a guy like that, no ability to get air past his vocal cords. Who cares if he can't breathe? We should probably have less of them anyway. This is this type of mentality that you get from our government. I still have yet to have anyone explain to me precisely why they couldn't simply drain the chemicals into transportation and have them moved away. Because they keep telling us, oh, well, we drain them into trenches and set the chemicals on fire. I'm sorry, you drain the chemicals into trenches and set the trenches on fire? That was the only way you could deal with this? You couldn't move them? You couldn't remove them? You couldn't put them in other cars? You couldn't bring some trucks over, some hazmat vehicles and deal with this? This is insane. We use dark humor, we use laughter to ridicule what's going on, but at the same time, the people that this affected, they don't get to laugh. They can't laugh. They literally can't laugh because of what was done to them.
It's just been like this ever.
That's one of the saddest things I've ever seen, man. Just to hear him. He not playing. This ain't no laughing matter. This is this man's livelihood. This is his day-to-day of what he's dealing with. And what do you mean they lit it on fire and burned it off? Bro, that solves nothing. What you was just hearing Joe Rogan say earlier. That stuff gets trapped up and then it rains down. Come on, man. Like, bro. like working for a fire department taught me a lot of things, man, and I saw a lot of things. And when we would do drills once a month, sometimes we would do hazmat drills, man, and you have to get that little ERG book out. I still remember the ERG book. Why somebody say, no, you're wrong, it's EGR or something like that. It's this now or whatever. Back when I was doing it, it was that. But you had to get that book out to see the isolation zones and what you need to do uphill, upwind, at all possible. Different things and steps we had to, you know what I mean, establish hot, cold, medium zones and all that kind of stuff like that, man. And that hazmat stuff, bro, scared the life out of me. Because that's something you can carry with you. That stuff get on your skin or you breathe something the wrong way. That's why when you got those suits on, you making sure that if you got a fully encapsulated suit on, man, no air is getting in there. And if you're in a fully encapsulated suit, that means you have an air tank on your back. So you're not letting anything in there. And these people are breathing this stuff. And look at the effects. Who's making jokes out of that? I know dudes saying that people use humor and stuff like that. This ain't funny. I guarantee you ask him, this ain't funny. And then you hear people be like, well, why don't he just move? It ain't that easy. Not everybody's in the position or can. And they should have help. It just shows sometimes, man. I just feel like we just don't care. We don't. It just feels like we don't care. They don't care. But yet when it's, oh, don't even get me started on that because I was about to go down that whole campaign trail. But let me leave that alone. Let's keep going.
I am back with an update with the lithium development in Canada. And before I continue, I want to say everything that I talk about right now is based off my research, my opinions, and like my theories. Do with it as you will. Okay? We all know that Australia has been number one in lithium production forever. Okay? Well, North America is trying to become the next big thing when it comes to lithium because it's very valuable right now. And it's very valuable to certain big people. For instance, Tesla. Okay? They're electrical cars that are supposed to be so good for the environment.
Batteries
all right?
and stuff.
They need lithium for their batteries.
Right.
Just like your phone, your AA's,
right,
or any other battery that you use in your day-to-day life. Okay? Well, they think all this lithium is right here in Canada. Okay? And they want to get it. But in order to get it, they have to have a lot of people to agree with them. The locals don't want it. Not at all. I mean, would you want this in your backyard? Look at that. That is huge. Where's the wildlife? That can't be good for the environment. That's like a shock to the environment right there. Okay? Or this. This is another.
Let me stop right there. She made a very good point right there. That's not good for the environment. Look at there. There's no wildlife. There's no trees. There's no nothing. Think about why the Amazon is so important. The Amazon is so important. The vegetation, the trees, everything is taken over because some people believe that it was once heavily colonized. But once the people left and they became extinct from that area for whatever reason or whatever happened, the trees, the wildlife, and the animals were free to run rampant and go wild and get crazy. And now the Amazon is one of the most important for our air, different things that we have. So think about that and then look at that. Once the trees or you have an area like that, that's not good for the planet. That's not good for our longevity.
Another way to mine lithium, okay? This strategy here, they actually try to evaporate the lithium, all right? And these fuckers, they try to catch it, okay? But guess what? They don't catch it all. The rest of it goes into the atmosphere, okay? Even CDC says how dangerous it is, like how flammable and explosive it can be to mine lithium. But let's talk about if you breathe in lithium.
So let's think about some of these. Why are these wildfires happening then? She's on to something.
It can cause fluid in the lungs, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain. It's really not good for you to breathe in a metal. So with the locals just completely against it, how can you herd them like sheep to get that land with all that valuable lithium? That's right. Burn it. And they'll sell it cheap to you. Or we can say they fucked around and found out. Because this is a lithium mine on fire that could cause a forest fire. And if you don't know, I will show you what happens when water and lithium meet. It catches fire. So what if they fuck around? All right, I am back with it.
Yo, salute her for the research that she did in connecting these dots. You see, people are waking up, man. One thing about us, though, you've called us this for the longest. We're an intelligent species. And you're not going to be able to pull the wool over our eyes for as long as you think. And it seems like people are waking up. And people are hip to what's going on. And they're tired of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of putting their faith into something that doesn't care about them back. It's only so long you can push a person. And then when their life is in jeopardy and they're back against the wall, they're going to start figuring it out and paying attention and understanding what's going on. She brilliantly put this together and thought about this and connected the dots and said, well, look. Breadcrumbs was there. Swirl is a scary place, man. Scary place. But you could see how she connected the dots with the lithium we need for the batteries, because where we're headed, technology-wise, these electric cars, they need this stuff. And it's a competition now. It's a race to have all of this stuff and to have the best. The most and the best. It's a race now. And that's going to come at the expense of what or whom? Somebody has to suffer in all this.
You can tell. And then I always wonder now, like, how bad is our health going to be because just living in a city like that?
Facts.
Because I know New York, you could have like respiratory issues if you stay there too long with pollution.
Yeah.
I know China's a big one, and I'm just wondering like how much different would your life be, or even just like your energy, your overall well-being, if you're in a place where it's like just fresh and the environment is healthy. Forget you yourself, but the environment is healthy. Would that force you to become healthy too?
I know. And you know what's crazy? It's like those cities that like have the good air and stuff. Not a lot of people. That's like a tourist spot. A lot of people are in the cities with all pollution and stuff like that. So it's like, damn, man.
It's crazy how cities are still like tourist spots though.
Yeah.
Like people really want to come out here for some reason.
I don't know.
But I think it's the grass is always greener on the other side thing.
You never know.
You can tell.
It's because we're young and we watch a lot of TV and on a lot of social, and these places back in the day, New York was the Mecca. If you wanted to make it, you had to go to New York. You wanted to know if your talents were good enough, you had to go to New York. And it became that because we made it that. You know what I mean? Hollywood, different places. But I'm like them, I wonder what our health would be if we lived in areas with super clean air. You know what I mean? How many of y'all grew up having to use having to have that little, what was it, a bronchodilator? Because you might have grown up with either bronchitis or some asthma like that. I had grown up asthma and bronchitis. And then I was always told you would eventually grow out of it, is what I was told as a kid. You know what I mean? And had to have the little breathing machine sometime and all of that type of stuff. Could that have been due to the city I was in? the plants, that the small, all that type of stuff that you breathe just walking outside on the daily, how much better would we be in? See, we didn't care. It was getting to that city. It was that city life. It was promoted to be the best thing. We didn't know. It wasn't until we got older where we were like, you know what, y'all can have the city. I don't even care to be in the city. You know what I mean? The city may have the entertainment I desire. That's fine. I can live way out and commute in. That way I ain't got to deal with all of this. One point in my life, I wanted to be in the city. Now I'm like, for what? I want to deal with that. Parking is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I don't want to park in a parking spot. I'm not trying to pay everywhere I go to park. I'm not trying to deal with the traffic. The traffic, oh my gosh, let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Everything that comes with the city life, you're like, nah, no thank you. I'm good, I'll be on the outskirts. Plus it's cheaper. City life is way more expensive. You know what I mean? Not thinking about long-term health effects either. Listen, man, y'all, I know this is a very, very touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? And we got to have these uncomfortable conversations. But y'all let me know, you know what I mean, how y'all felt. Do y'all agree? Did you see that growing up and experience that? And what type of effect did it have on you? Is it still having an effect on you? What information would you give to those growing up now? Y'all let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section. Leave a like and stick around. Stay tuned. Next one I'm gone, man. Peace.